Okay, so happy new month, by the way, and I wish everyone a profitable month. So today I'm going to be taking questions. So if there's any pair you are looking at and you want us to go over it together, we can do that. Okay, just indicate by raising up your hand, and I'm going to allow you to speak. So if you want us to look at any pair, just indicate by raising up your hand and you'll be allowed to speak. Okay. Okay, I see Augustine's hand is raised, so you'll be allowed to speak. Okay, all you need to do is unmute yourself.
Yeah, good day, guys.
Can you speak a little bit louder? I can't hear you clearly.
I don't know if you could look at AUDCHF. So, okay, AUDCHF is the pair, and EURO-GBP.
Okay, USDJPY. All right, let me just search for it because I don't have it on my watch list. AUDCHF. I think I'll go to Wanda. So usually what I like to do is I like to go to a much higher time frame so that will reduce all this noise here. Let me see the monthly time frame first of all. Okay, price is bouncing off this lowest point here. So 2 consecutive bullish months. This is a new month, right? So I'll go to the weekly time frame. So which means now I have a bias on this monthly time frame. I'll still expect to see price push higher at some point. All right. So then I'll go to the weekly time frame. Meanwhile, let me make that monthly support level visible on the other time frames by checking these boxes. So I'll go back to the weekly. All right. So on the weekly, we can see something like a zone around here that price is bouncing off from multiple times also, right? And there's something like a double bottom here playing out. All right. And let's even forget about the double bottom. Let's look at market structure. On this higher time frame, which is the weekly time frame, we can see that there's a shift. There's a change in market structure, right? I mean, price was bearish between this zone to this zone. Then we created a lower high, but we eventually created like something like an equal low around here that has been tested multiple times. And now price has created a new higher high, higher than here. All right. So we are like more bullish right now at this point. But my eyes is on this place here. There's something here that I don't want to ignore. Something like a resistance around here that has also been tested multiple times, obviously. 1, 2, 3, I think here 4, and even 5. And now price is going back there. So what we may most likely see on the lower time frame is maybe a pullback. But we need to be able to identify where that pullback is coming into. So I think the pullback will most likely come into this 0.57766. So let's go to a much lower time frame. Let's see what's going on. Meanwhile, let me leave this line here. Price is here to tap into that zone properly. So we may still make one move up. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame. Okay. I think price may still tap into here before we pull back into here. Give me a second. Let me go to the 1-hour time frame. Let me see if there's an area for trend lines. Remember, I'm doing this from the scratch, so this is not our usual weekly analysis that is all edited and all of that. So you know that thing I like to do in my weekly analysis whereby I get to look for two possible scenarios. That's what I'm going to do right here. So now this is what I'm going to do. Price may bounce off from this place. Remember, we are still looking at the possibility of price coming into this 0.58818 area at some point. You understand? That is still valid for now because this is a mini zone here on the 1 hour time frame that has been tested multiple times. Let me even put my lines there for easy identification. So I'm talking about between 0.58449 excuse me, and 0.58403 on the 1 hour time frame. So a bullish scenario, if I can have my bullish confirmation from here, I can still buy because of course the overall trend for now is bullish, right? So I can still buy. I may lose the trade, but it's fine, but it's still in a buying position. But if price can break below this 0.58403 area, which is here, if price can break below it, then what I'll do is I'll catch it on the pullback. If I get a bearish confirmation, I'll catch it on the pullback and probably sell into this zone as my first level target, but down into this zone as my second level target. This is a live session, right? So I have to explain in details. I'll go back to the higher time frame and break things down again so that you see how I do this analysis, and you can even apply it to other pairs. Why am I looking at the possibility of price coming into this pullback? It's because on the weekly time frame, meanwhile, let me limit these tiny zones to the 1 hour time frame alone. Then this again. All right. So why am I doing this? It's simply because from the weekly time frame, I can see something like a double bottom around here, right? 1 and 2 is not accurate. It's not the textbook double bottom. It's fine, but at least we can see that that area has been tested multiple times. I could even decide to make it a zone with this my rectangle tool, right? We can see how price is bouncing off from that zone, and we've created a new higher high, right? So which means the trend has changed from bearish to bullish. But we don't want to ignore the fact that this is, because we're on the weekly time frame, this is a strong resistance level that price is trading into. So we should expect some kind of reaction from that level, from this 0.58818 region. Now, if that pullback is to happen, it doesn't mean, hey, we are going back down because the market structure has changed from bearish to bullish. But we want to be able to identify where that pullback will most likely come into. So if we're going for a pullback from this resistance level here, that if we even look further left, has been tested multiple times. If I drag this further left, has been tested multiple times. So price will most likely bounce off that level, then we'll pull back into here. So this area here will now be a good place to buy from, which is the 0.57766 area. So now if we go back to the lower time frame, which is like, for instance, the 1 hour time frame, we are trying to see, hey, if we're going for that pullback, how can we take advantage of the pullback? Now, what we can see is price has created a zone, a level for us on this 1 hour time frame that has also been tested multiple times. So this upper region is a buying region. It's still safe to buy from here to the top here if the way you trade aligns with that. If you have an entry reason, you just don't want to trade blindly because I say so. So, but if you have a buying opportunity from here, maybe your strategy aligns with the buying opportunity, then it's okay to buy. It doesn't matter if you lose the trade or not. Just focus on what you can control, which is your risk management. But if price breaks below this zone, which is 0.58403, then I would like to catch it on the pullback with this trend line area as my first target, where I may most likely break even. Then if price breaks below it, we are coming to that 0.57766 area where we want to now continue buying from from the higher time frame. So I don't know if that's clear. And if you're buying, your target should be 0.58870. So I don't know if I've been able to break it down properly.
Yes, you have. Thank you.
Okay, the session is recorded anyway, so you can always catch up. All right. So I see another hand raised. I'll just go ahead and mute you back so that we can have a quiet class. Give me a second, please. Give me a second. All right. I'll go ahead and unmute Soma. Allowed to speak. Sorry, I forgot to include that you should tell us your name and where you are joining from, please, so that we familiarize ourselves. All right. So that we'll get familiar with each other. You've been allowed to speak, Soma. So all you need to do is to unmute your mic to be able to speak. Okay, Soma is not saying anything. So I think I'll go with Mabel. I think Mabel was the first person that raised hand. So I'll go with Mabel. Allowed to speak. You've been allowed to speak, Mabel.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm called
Good
Mabel.
afternoon.
So please,
You said what?
I'm called Mabel from Cameroon. I'm watching from Cameroon.
Okay. Okay, nice to have you with us.
Please, I would like us to check BTCUSD.
BTCUSD. BTCUSD. I like to use Coinbase, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So as usual, I would like to look at the higher time frame. So BTCUSD, if you're trading this long term, has been quite choppy around here on the monthly time frame, as you can see. Since we're on the monthly time frame, of course, you already know that each candlestick here represents 1 month of price action, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. Price has been trading around this region for the past 7 months on the higher time frame anyway. So last month we closed with these bullish candles. So let's go to the weekly time frame. I have this trend line from the top. Let me refine it. It's quite choppy on the higher time frame. It's hard to trade this long term, so you need to just stay on the lower time frames to be able to make something from this. So price has been bouncing off this trend line multiple times in the past. Excuse me, I don't know. I have this. No, I have cough. So forgive me for coughing. All right, let me put this here. Let's check out the weekly time frame again. Okay. Okay, go to the daily. This is a difficult one. This is a tricky one. So just give me a moment. When the market is quite choppy, it's usually a tricky one. I'll try my best to break it down. Let me check the 4-hour time frame. I have a lot of noise here, so let me just clean up my chart a little bit. Okay, that's broken below the trend line. I'll put another trend line here to see what's happening. Meanwhile, let me delete this lower trend line. Okay, this is what I think is happening on BTC. BTC is quite choppy. at the moment. Quite choppy at the moment. So we have, for me, I would stay away from this type of trades. You know, when I open my chart and there's some kind of confusion, I try to stay away from that chart until it starts making sense. But for the purpose of this live, I'll try my best to analyze this. Okay, so what I can see here, I think if I even move this further left, I can bring in other areas that has reacted to this price region historically. So from what I'm seeing here, for the fact that on the daily time frame, yesterday was super bearish. Yesterday was super bearish. So I think we'll go for a short. Let me go back to the daily time frame. And it seems like price is bouncing off this zone. So I'll go back to the 4 hours. So it looks like price is going for a pullback here. All right. Price is going for a pullback. So I think I'd like to see price come into this 64,471.54 area. All right. Which is 64,471.54. So I'd like to see price come in there before selling off. And if we sell off, I think our target will be 61,660, maybe before we go bullish. Why am I even looking at the bullish side of things? It's simply because last month we closed with a bullish price action. So I am anticipating a bullish move for the month. But this is the beginning of the month. This is just the first day of the month of October. So we may want to go bearish before at some point within the month, we will now realign with the bullish move. So if we're going to go bearish, then this is the play I think will most likely happen. At least due to the fact that price is bouncing off a daily zone, right? And has broken below this area that has been tested multiple times, looking left, right? And now price is bouncing off this mini lower trend line. So I want to believe we are going for a pullback. Then remember, we don't trade based on assumption. Now I wouldn't just go and just place a pending order at that zone. No, you look for your confirmation. All right. Time will not permit me to explain my confirmation and all of that. Right. But I believe as a trader, you have your confirmations also. So you may want to look for your confirmation here to protect you from making impulsive decisions, right? Don't just place a pending order because I said so and just sell from there. No, you want to see how price reacts to your zone that you originally plotted, right? You plotted it for a reason. You wanted to see how price reacts to it. So once you now get your confirmation at that price level, then that's your cue to take that trade, which in this case is a bearish trade. All right. So it's just a short move down. I think this place that has been tested multiple times is a suitable target should price continue low. And if we break below that, then we look for other targets below. All right. I think it's kind of a tricky one, but this is the play I can see for now. I don't know if I've been able to do my best to explain properly.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much.
You're welcome, ma. All right. So I still see more hands raised. We are 19 minutes in. I really don't want this to be a long session. So we'll go with... I'm coming. Give me a second. All right. I'll go with Rita. So Miss Rita, you've been allowed to speak. Kindly go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, I'm Rita from Kenya. Please analyze USDJPY.
USDJPY. All right. Nice to have you join us. I think I have USDJPY on my watch list. Now, USDJPY, this was my thumbnail from our previous video. So, of course, that's just a clickbait. You have to wait for confirmations and all of that, right? So USDJPY, based on my analysis last week, I actually wanted to see price come into here and sell off. But I think I wasn't paying too much attention. I'm going to refine this zone a little bit more. So I'm going to move this line above here. And I'm going to move this one also above just a little bit. Then I'll drag this here. And then I'll put this line there. All right. So if you ask me, if I don't trade USDJPY, by the way, but if you ask me, I would want to be selling from here. But meanwhile, give me a second. Let me look at the weekly time frame. Okay. Monthly was, of course, super bearish. Weekly closed bearish for last week. Let me look at the daily. So for the daily, we may play around here. I think that bearish play may most likely take place tomorrow. Price may want to range around here simply because yesterday was bullish. Very, very bullish. You can see just by looking at the candle. So if I'm trading USDJPY, I think I'll be selling. I don't care if I lose the trade, but I'll be selling from here. I'll be selling from here. My stop loss would be around here, which is, if I double click on that, that will be, stop loss will be 144.709. All right. As if I'm swing trading this. This would be my play here. If I'm swing trading this, I'll be selling from here, because if I choose to throw in Fibonacci retracement level at that zone, also from the most recent swing low to the most recent swing high, you can see prices in the golden zone. And look at this massive rejection. And this area is an area that has been tested multiple times. Of course, there's a strategy I use in trading and all of that, but if I'm swing trading this just by going with market structure and all of that, I'll be selling from here. I'll be selling right now from here. But I still expect price to be quite choppy around here for today. Hopefully it doesn't stop us out before selling off. But I still expect a slow price movement today, just because of yesterday's price action. Yesterday was very bullish, but because on this 4-hour time frame we are trading around this level, so price is most likely going to slow down around here for today, then probably give us a tiny bearish daily candle before we now sell off tomorrow. All right, but that's my play for now. But if price breaks with a solid bullish candle out of this zone, then that bias changes from bearish to bullish. But for now, this is my play. If I was trading USDJPY, I'll be selling here, right now. Okay, with once again my stop loss 144.763. You understand? So that's my pick on USDJPY. So I hope that's clear, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. So I'll just go ahead and take one more question before calling it a day. Remember, I promised that it's not going to be more than 30 minutes. We are going to do this quite more frequently from now going forward. I've been super busy, like I mentioned, I think 2 weeks ago or so. So we'll do more of this from time to time. So I'll take one more question. I think Mr. Mohammed's hand has been raised, including the boy Taylor. So, but I have to just pick one more. So if I didn't pick you, please forgive me. All right. Give me a second, please. All right. So I'm just going to allow Mr. Mohammed to speak. You've been allowed to speak, sir. Oh, sorry. I muted you back. I'm sorry. What did I just do? All right, Mr. Mohammed, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, I wanna see your analysis on gold.
On gold. Okay, please, where are you joining us from?
Algeria.
All right, nice to have you with us. So on gold, if you followed my last YouTube video analysis, I believe you made a lot of money because I actually pinpointed this trend line above here. I think price was trading around here at the time, and I think price was trading around here at the time. So, and I talked about this trend line above, price came into it and sold off. My target in that video was 2,638.566. So price lasted below it a little bit, but we are back up. All right. So on gold, meanwhile, let me see how. Gold. Let me look at the weekly time frame once again. Excuse me, daily or hour. We have to be careful with gold for now. Let me go back to the 1 hour time frame. I think I'm going to refine this upper trend line and use the weeks here. All right. What do I do? Gold. I think gold for now. Give me a second. Let me look for a zone that makes sense. I'm sorry. I'm doing this live. So, like I said, I have to do my proper investigation and all of that. I think on gold, we may still go from bearish to bullish. We may still do this before we do this. For now, that's what I can see. I don't know for a fact if that's exactly what's going to happen, but for the fact that yesterday was super bearish and today has been bullish all along on this daily time frame, at some point, we need to see price decline a little bit. And since we don't just want to guess, lucky for us, price is trading. Let me refine this trend line so that I can touch this upper wick here of this candlestick properly. Okay, there we go. So if I go to the 1 hour, well, it looks like price is rejecting that trend line now. This is a tricky one, but price may continue lower from here. Tested multiple times, and now we are back there. This zone is an interesting zone. We also have a trend line above. Let's train some fib level there to just for confluence sake. It's not like we are just going to be trading blindly with fib levels, right? So we do this. But if I choose, let me do this fib level on the 4 hour time frame. Okay. So if I go back to the 1 hour, so price is bouncing off the 0.6 fib level, which is perfect. So price may most likely continue going lower. Continue going lower until we come into anywhere around 2,639.225. All right, that's the play I can see right now. I think price is going to continue lower. But to protect yourself, you need to use a very poor risk to reward on this. A very poor risk to reward on this one. So it's going to look like this. This is where price is trading. I would like to put my stop loss above this obvious swing point just in case price manipulates. Then, my goodness, it's going to be a negative risk to reward. I don't like that. But in this case, because by default, I'd like to put my stop loss here. Then it will give me something like a 2-to-1 or maybe even a 1-to-1. But I just want to be safe. So in situations like this, what I like to do is we already know that the market is usually very, very crazy. The moment you think you want to get in, price may most likely still pull back to manipulate, if there's anything like that. So what I usually like to do if my risk to reward is negative, instead of getting in at my ideal location, because I know the price will always try to want to act crazy sometimes. I will just place a pending order just because I want a higher risk to reward. Like the way I trade, I don't take any take profit lesser than 1-to-1. Let's say I'm risking 1%. Let's say I'm risking $1,000, for instance. My lowest profit has to be $1,000. So because of that, I'd rather not take the trade or put a pending order and price don't trigger me in than to go in with a negative risk to reward. So in situations like this, because we know the market will always want to act crazy sometimes, I would rather just use a sell limit order above current price with the hopes that price will manipulate, tap me in before eventually going to my target. You understand? So in situations like this is what I'll do. But I want to make sure that I'm putting I won't compromise my stop loss. I want to make sure that my stop loss is where I think it should be. You know, it's different from everyone. But for me, I want my stop loss to be where I think it should be. I won't compromise that. It's better I don't take that trade than to compromise my stop loss. You understand? So even if price still comes to my stop loss, then fine and good. At least I've done everything within my strategy to protect myself from making impulsive decisions. So instead of getting in at the current market, I would say, okay, maybe use a sell limit order. But with this particular structure I'm seeing right now, I think price is going to continue going lower because market structure wise, price is creating lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. This is though not on the higher time frame. Remember, this is a lower time frame because on the bigger picture, we are bullish. We are just trying to catch the pullback. So this pullback may happen until Friday when I think we should have NFP on Friday. Then maybe price will just blast bullish from there. You understand? So all what is happening right now is just a mere pullback. It's not like, hey, the trend has changed. We are doing this on the lower time frame actually. All right. So it's just a mere pullback. That is why you see that my target is short. If I was trading in line with the trend, you see that my target will be bigger, will be longer, because I would want to maximize. All right. But since we're going against the trend, that's why you have to. So you have to be very, very careful when you are going against the trend. All right. So yeah, I hope I've been able to explain that properly too. Right, Mr. Mohammed?
Yep, thanks. Thanks so much. You confirm my thoughts on gold.
What did you say?
You confirmed my thoughts on gold.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks.
All right, you're welcome. So that will be all for today. So we are going to do this again. I don't know my schedule within the week. I'll look at my schedule. We may do it one more time, at least before NFP or maybe next week. So thanks for joining. And the session is recorded for those that joined us late. So it's going to be available immediately after this session. So I wish you a profitable week, and I'm going to see you in our next live stream. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.